A story of bravery and vulnerability in love. It was a typical Thursday evening in the city. The sun had set, casting a purple and orange glow across the sky. People were bustling about, some walking briskly to make it to their next appointment, others lounging on park benches enjoying the evening air. But for Thomas, the evening was anything but typical. He had a mission to accomplish, a task that had been weighing heavily on his mind for months now. He was going to talk to the love of his life. Thomas had been in love with his best friend, Emily, for as long as he could remember. They had met in college and had quickly hit it off. They had the same sense of humor, the same interests, and had spent countless hours discussing everything from their favorite TV shows to their deepest fears and aspirations. But despite all this, Thomas had never been able to tell Emily how he felt. For years, Thomas had watched Emily date other people, knowing that he could never compete with the guys she was attracted to. He was always there for her when she needed him, but he had resigned himself to the fact that they would only ever be friends. But over the past few months, something had shifted. Emily had become single again, and Thomas had started to see her in a different light. He had always found her beautiful, but now he was struck by her kindness, her intelligence, and her fierce independence. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was meant to be with her, but he was paralyzed by the fear of ruining their friendship. It was with these thoughts weighing heavily on his mind that Thomas set out into the city that evening. He had a plan, of sorts. He was going to meet Emily at their favorite coffee shop, and try to tell her how he felt. It wasn't going to be easy, but he knew he had to do it. As he walked towards the coffee shop, Thomas felt his heart racing. He was trying to rehearse what he was going to say, but his mind was a jumble of thoughts and emotions. He had brought a small notebook with him, in case he needed to jot down some notes, but he doubted it would be much use. This was something he would have to do from the heart. When he arrived at the coffee shop, he saw Emily already sitting at a table by the window. She was looking out at the street, her face illuminated by the glow of the streetlights outside. Thomas took a deep breath and walked over to her. "Hey," he said, trying to sound casual. "Hey," Emily said, looking up and smiling. "How's it going?" "It's going okay," Thomas said, taking a seat across from her. "How about you?" "I'm good," Emily said. "Just enjoying my coffee." They chatted for a few minutes, about nothing in particular. Thomas could feel his nerves getting the better of him, but he tried to keep his composure. Finally, he took a deep breath and said, "Emily, there's something I need to tell you." Emily looked at him, curious. "What is it?" Thomas paused for a moment, trying to find the right words. "I know we've been friends for a long time, and that's always been great. But lately, I've been feeling something more." Emily looked at him, a hint of realization dawning on her face. "Thomas, are you saying what I think you're saying?" Thomas nodded, feeling his face flush with embarrassment. "I think I am. I know it's probably not what you want to hear, but I just had to tell you. I couldn't keep it inside anymore." Emily looked at him for a moment, her expression unreadable. Finally, she said, "Thomas, I had no idea. I mean, I've always thought you were a great guy, but I never thought about us like that." Thomas felt a sinking feeling in his stomach. He had known it was a long shot, but he had hoped that maybe, just maybe, Emily felt the same way. "But you know what?" Emily continued, her voice softening. "I'm glad you told me. And honestly, I'm not sure how I feel yet. I mean, I don't want to risk our friendship, but I'm open to exploring something more, if that's what you really want." Thomas's heart leapt with hope. "You mean it?" Emily nodded. "I do. But let's take things slow, okay? I don't want to rush into anything." Thomas felt like he was walking on air. He had never felt so happy, so alive. He knew that the road ahead would be full of challenges, but for the first time in a long time, he felt like anything was possible. Over the next few weeks, Thomas and Emily spent more time together than ever before. They went on long walks in the park, had dinner at their favorite restaurants, and even took a weekend trip to the beach. Thomas was thrilled to be spending so much time with Emily, and he could feel their connection growing stronger every day. But as they grew closer, Thomas began to realize that his fear of ruining their friendship was not unfounded. There were moments when he would feel a twinge of jealousy when Emily talked about other guys, or when they disagreed about something trivial. He knew that these feelings were not healthy, and that he needed to work on them if he wanted their relationship to succeed. It was not going to be an easy journey, but Thomas was determined to make it work.